This is the messiest drama doing rounds on social media. Gisele Bündchen and Tom Brady's relationship is becoming nasty as their marriage breaks down. While the two appear to be making their way to the end zone, Bündchen has retained Florida's top divorce attorney to take on Brady. Head on, it seems. Join us in this video as we tell you all about the messy divorce and why Brady's been having a miserable season. Starting with, what's the nasty turn the divorce proceeding has taken? Tom Sasser, the managing partner of the law company Sasser, Sestero & Roy, is the best divorce attorney in Florida, and that's exactly who Bündchen has gotten to fight her case. By the way, does that name sound familiar? Yup, Tiger Woods' divorce from Elin Nordegren was one of the many high-profile cases the West Palm Beach divorce attorney handled. That's not all. Jeff Gordon's divorce from his wife Brooke in 2003, which erupted into a dispute over the NASCAR driver's wealth but was ultimately resolved, was also handled by Sasser. Man's got a whole portfolio of managing messy, high-profile divorces. According to a source, Tom and Gisele are at odds with one another because of the attorneys, and oh boy, are they prepared for combat. Tom and Gisele want joint custody of the children, but that's not even the messiest part. Things are getting nasty on the decision to split their vast fortune and property around the world, and that's gonna take some time. In addition to Brady's son Jack, 15, with his ex-girlfriend Bridget Moynihan, Bündchen and Brady have two children together, son Benjamin and daughter Vivian. Following a heated argument, Brady and Bündchen have been living apart for the past few months and are now considering how to divide their multi-million-dollar fortune. Next, how did things go so far? According to reports, it all went south when the 45-year-old broke his vow to retire. Now, it seems like there's no turning back. They're examining the terms of a split, who will receive what, and the financial implications with the help of their respective attorneys. Also, Brady was seen this week without his wedding band. Just a few days before his public appearance, Bündchen was also spotted in public, but without her wedding band. The couple's close friends are unhappy with the Buccaneers quarterback for breaking his commitment and coming out of retirement. They also hate Tom's stance on not bending for Gisele. Actually, this was their first significant marital conflict, so their well-wishers hope they haven't reached the breaking point already. After Brady opted to come out of retirement and rejoin the NFL after declaring he was quitting the sport to spend more time with his family, the whispers started to circulate. Tom, a renowned football quarterback, and Gisele, a supermodel, have been married for 13 years and have amassed a net worth of almost $650 million combined, thanks to their respective careers. Up next, we're not sure who's to blame for this mess. The marriage's first cracks appeared in 2020, when Tom revealed a difficult time with Gisele over his profession. The player stated on the Let's Go podcast with Kevin Durant that he finds it difficult throughout the season because it's like being in the military, and it appears that the same balancing concerns have returned today. By the way, he got a lot of backlash from that military comment. Before taking time off during his football season for personal concerns, Tom had also trimmed and altered his retirement plans. Gisele apparently committed herself to be a mom full-time over the years, and as the first ever successful supermodel from Brazil, she admitted that the transition was challenging. According to relationship expert Joe Hemmings, who weighed in on the couple's rift, inconsistency can be perplexing and disturbing in a relationship. Tom may not be sure of his feelings or what he wants out of life, which can make Gisele feel ignored and unwanted. Proper communication, where feelings can be discussed openly and honestly, is the only way to avoid this. The pair has reportedly kept in touch while they concentrate on their individual projects and their children. Whether reconciliation is on the horizon, that's anyone's guess. Next, it seems like Gisele is done with him this time. Since Tom Brady decided to return to the NFL, rumors of conflict conflict between him and his wife Gisele Bündchen have been making the rounds, especially after he backtracked on the last decision that he was putting up his cleats for good. A source revealed that there was tension between the couple. There were marital problems between Tom and Gisele for a long time, according to a number of sources, but this time feels definitive. Before hiring a lawyer, Gisele allegedly threatened to divorce Tom for years. The insider asserted that football was the subject of every dispute, but the issues are nothing new. They've existed for 10 years or so. Insiders claim that Gisele is done with Tom, and she doesn't think their relationship can be repaired. A source close to the model claimed that while it's still challenging for her, she feels that she needs to move on because of how long she's been upset over the same thing. But it's not that simple. Gisele and Tom's divorce is challenging because of their different earnings. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had to come up with a lot of money to get him to come back. So that is the benchmark for establishing support in this situation. For him, the great difficulty is that everything will be established at the height of his income. Gisele was making more money than him at first, but as he kept winning, his income increased and eventually surpassed hers. Also, due to the time this is all happening around, the case will be decided using the peak earnings. Now, has it been worth it for Tom Brady? On Sunday, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were defeated 21-3 by the Carolina Panthers, and Brady turned in one of the worst performances of his career. The 45-year-old was coming out of retirement with a lot to lose and nothing to prove, and now he's stranded with a squad that doesn't seem to be able to help him. It's safe to say that the Tom Brady era, as we know it, is over after yet another shocking defeat, this time by a score that was somehow worse than last week's. The Buccaneers were blanked by the Panthers in the first half. In fact, the Bucs have been without a goal in the first half twice in their last 7 games. Also, they were blanked in the third frame. In a terrible 21-3 loss, the Buccaneers could only manage a field goal. This surely can't be what he came back for. Brady had Mike Evans wide open across the middle early in the game. He intended to enter the field on foot to score. Brady threw the incomplete pass as Evans somehow fumbled the ball and knocked it up into the air. This was a warning. The Bucs' lone glimmer of hope on Sunday came from Evans' play. They appeared quite average for the rest of the time. For 290 yards, Brady was 32 of 49. So his appearance was poor, to say the least, and the injury excuse just won't cut it either. Sure, it's significant that center Ryan Jensen is still sidelined, but it's not surprising. In the NFL, injuries affect every team. Coming up, more on Brady's recent performance. The Buccaneers are just not it this season. Maybe things will improve a little, but how? Brady doesn't appear to be in bad shape, but he doesn't appear to be the same player who topped the NFL in throwing yards and touchdowns the previous year. In the first half, he misfired on multiple passes. Brady isn't entirely to blame, but he isn't the same player either. It's getting tougher to deny that. If Evans caught that 75-yard touchdown pass, Brady's stat line would seem much better, but it's obvious that Tampa Bay's offensive problems aren't going away. The Buccaneers gained possession of the ball in Panthers territory in the third quarter. They ran down the middle when faced with a 3rd and 1 situation with the best quarterback in history. The Buccaneers settled for a field goal after Brady threw 3 consecutive incomplete passes, one of which was a 3rd down throw that he threw directly into the ground while under pressure. Have you noticed that on the offense, the Buccaneers are just like this? They're mediocre at best, despite having a ton of elite players. Brady returned after taking a little hiatus, and by this point, everyone was aware of his personal life problems. We assumed he returned to try for a Super Bowl one last time before calling it a career. But guess what? The Buccaneers don't appear to be a Super Bowl caliber squad. And frankly, we don't see this getting better for anyone. Lastly, our thoughts on the entire debacle. Given Bündchen's recent public comments regarding worries about Brady's long-term health, particularly the hazards linked with concussions, it's reasonable to question whether Brady's rumored marital strife has anything to do with what's happening on the field. world. For Brady to digest, that personal business is just that. For the general public, it's just speculative. To us, it seems to be part of a larger theme. When it rains, it pours. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Tom Brady made the right decision? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.